What? What is going on? You gotta subscribe just for that. Just for that intro, everybody watching right now, and us doing that. You can subscribe right now. Follow Phat Samurai Guy. What is going on? It's your boy Preston. That's right. Hanging out in the movie dojo with my brother from another mother. That's right. Filmmaker, martial artist, actor. He's done it all. Writer, Kyle Wong, baby. Welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We got people watching right now. There it is. The Finkinator. Yeah, he says, let me be frank. I love how he's holding the wrench. You see the wrench little icon there.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. You got Shin Batman. Tak is the goat. He's the Billy Goat's gruff. That's right. We're going to get into it. But yeah, man, welcome back. We had a blast. We always have a blast talking movies, me and Kyle. Reviewing Silent Night, John Woo's Silent Night, which was epic. If you guys missed that, make sure you check it out. And, all kinds of plethora of reviews here. But yeah, this one, man, when this teaser trailer dropped, I think last year.
Yeah.
And it was called 1%er. It was called the 1%er, not 1% Warrior. See, Well Go USA is smart. Shout out to Well Go USA. Where's your copy? Where's your copy, son? Where's your Blu-ray? You got it with you? There we go. There we go. Oh, let me flip it around. There you go. See, Well Go USA. Shout out to the almighty Well Go USA. There you go. Have our copies right here. They know us Americans over here. We're gonna be like 1% or what?
Yeah.
With some political shit. This is some political crap. No, it's like, no, we're gonna retitle it 1% Warriors. See, Well Go USA is smart.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys are interested, this has been it's been out for a while now. It's available on Blu-ray and digital, and you can watch it on the Hi-Ya channel. Make sure you guys check it out. But we are back again talking some talk. And yes, good name change. Shin's got to get it. He's got to get it. Yeah. My goodness. Oh, the flashlight fight was so silly. Oh, that's it. We're banned. Where's the ban button here on Fink? There we go. Click on it, and he's gone. That's it. He's never going to show up again. He's been banned.
Delete.
No, we love you, brother. We're just having fun here. We'll get to that fight a little bit later. But yeah, this is such an interesting and fascinating movie. I don't think it's going to be for everyone.
No.
I highly recommend it. If you're an action fan, if you're a martial arts movie fan, if you're a Tak Sakaguchi fan, this is a no-brainer. But I highly recommend this movie big time, because especially if you're into filmmaking and if you're really into fight choreography and all the different styles, and if you're really into stunt work and all the different types of groups that are out there and exist, and the different debates on which one is better and who does it better. If you're really into that, then this movie is like literally made for you, because it's fascinating, because you don't really have to pick a side. And the movie itself doesn't necessarily pick a side either. When the movie ends, this is a spoiler review. This, everybody watching right now, this will be spoilers. It doesn't really say when the movie's over, this is the perfect style. This is the perfect type of fight choreography for films. That's it. The end. No, it still leaves it up to the viewer to decide. And even Tak's character, he has his opinion, and we're going to get to that a little bit here. Yeah, oh my goodness, hey Shin, what's going on? Good to see you, brother. But yeah, when this teaser 1%er was dropped last year, I was like, ooh, it's a little movie within a movie. I love those if they're done right. Almost JCVD style, where he's playing himself in a way. He's an action star, and then real shit pops off, and then he uses his badassity to kick ass. But it's very interesting because I bring this up. Believe it or not, this movie, something similar type of conversation not related to this movie, but kind of is. Check out recently my appearance on the Wing Chun master himself, Alex Richter, the Kung Fu Genius. Make sure you go to his channel. That's right, the Kung Fu Genius podcast. We had a blast. It was a huge honor to be on there and talk Wing Chun martial arts movies. And man, mostly the Yip Man sequels and franchise, and a lot more Bruce Lee and all that stuff. But I bring up there something important, and I bring up when I had Marco Zaror as a guest, and we were reacting and watching a different type of fight scenes and the different styles throughout the years. And I use this as an example really quick. We're going to get to the movie, but this is a perfect segue to 1% Warrior. I mentioned to Alex that I showed him my favorite, possibly my favorite old school kung fu movie of all time, A Diagram Pole Fighter.
Mhm.
And I mentioned that I showed the fight. Me and Marco were watching the staff fight with Gordon Liu. I believe it was Kofe. I might be wrong, but
Yeah.
that staff fight was so good. That staff fight, the athleticism, the timing, the way it was filmed, the music. I just it's one of my favorite fights in that movie. And it had a message. There was a point to it, right? It was Gordon Liu's character's growth, and as a martial artist and stuff. And Marco Zaror, he was really impressed by it. He was like, "Man, the athleticism, the timing. These guys are such professionals at what they do." But to him personally, remember, everybody's different. That's why this movie, 1% Warrior, should be seen. It should be celebrated.
Yes.
Everyone's different.
Mhm.
Marco Zawar said him personally, he loves what these guys do. They're legends. His movie Fist of the Condor was an homage to kung fu films with his own style on it. But to him, it looked like a great, amazing demonstration. It looked like both guys were cooperating with each other. He didn't say they both looked like they were dancing. He didn't say that, but he said it looked like a performance. It's impressive. They're amazing at what they do. He wasn't bashing it, but he prefers something a little bit different. And then right after that, we watched the fight scene from Fist of Fury, aka Chinese Connection. And he's a huge Bruce Lee fan. He prefers Bruce Lee over a lot of the old school kung fu films, even though he has a lot of respect for them. And in the Bruce Lee fight, he was like a kid in a candy store. He was giddy, and it was the end fight between the suspenders guy, and Bruce Lee at the very end of the movie. And he was talking about, look at all of the broken rhythm. He's like, yes, there is fight choreography, but there's moments throughout that fight where the rhythm is broken, and you'll see Bruce Lee faint and do a low kick and then a high kick. And then it's not just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? It's not that. It's broken rhythm. High, low, right? Cross, hook, right? Jab, low kick.
And low kick high.
Right. Bruce Lee does a feint before he does a back fist. When the guy goes, so you want to see how good you are? Then you must be tired of living. And then it's so fast. I always thought Bruce Lee did like this, like a quick back fist. But if you slow it down, he feints first to fake the guy out and then punches him. But Bruce Lee's so fast, you didn't even see it, right? So he got all excited about that, right? So everyone's different, right? Rick Myers, shout out to my brother from another mother, he would probably prefer the fight scene of A Diagram Pole Fighter over the Bruce Lee one. So that's why 1% Warrior should be celebrated, because questions are asked, shots are fired, right? And we're going to get to the shots being fired.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. But me, I love the old school kung fu films. Love them. I don't give a shit about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't care, because these guys are so good at what they do. And you could tell it's ridiculously hard to do even that shit.
Yeah.
So we have appreciation for the old school, but I understand the more realistic fight stuff, right?
Yes.
But we're going to get to the Kensuke Sonomura type of style.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a little bit later here. But yeah, make sure you guys check this out. I have it on the community page of the YouTube channel. Just click on it, and you can see all of the hilariosity. And of course, I have to tell my Donnie Yen story, but you'll hear about it when you watch it. So
fucking Wing Chun guys.
That was fucking Wing Chun guys. That was the best Suzuki Dojo student invitation. I've only seen the movie 5 billion times. Yeah. What was it? I only say this once. We are not sick men. And he walks out. Got the Bruce Lee tip, walking out like that. There you go. Shin says he's been a fan of Tak since high school. Look at that. Oh, we got all the way from the UK. What's going on, man? He just finished. Nice. He just finished it.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. So again, I don't think this movie's going to be for everyone. I think people
Mhm.
probably are going to be disappointed with the ending. They're probably going to be like, "Oh, it's what?" Like I see people doing that, right?
Mhm.
That want a straightforward narrative, no questions asked. We have the beginning, and then we have the middle, and then we have the end, and that's what the end is, and that's it. No
Yeah.
questions, nothing to make us think. We don't want any of that. We just want to see Tak kick ass, right?
Yeah.
They might be a little disappointed with this type of movie, but
Mhm.
again, filmmaker, appreciation for filmmaking,
Exactly.
actual filmmaker over here, appreciation for stunts and the different styles of fight choreography. Because the
Mhm.
more, the better. The more, the
Yes.
better. You can have the 8711s. You can have the Jude Poyers from Mayhem. You
You
can
can have
have
Yen Wu Ping.
you can
You can
have
have
Yuan Wu Ping, Lau Kar Young.
Yep.
All it's Sonny Chiba, all that stuff. I mean, this is what it's all about, right? Expressing yourself, right? Getting your
Mhm.
style out there, and it's exciting. And everybody has their preferred version. I'm sure I'm sure they're gonna have their naysayers, right? But
Yeah.
hey, everyone prefers different styles, right? Here we go. Look at that. Shane's
Mhm.
World like
Nice.
the ending. Wow, look at that. And we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna let
Yeah.
Kyle explain that in detail. But let's get into this, baby.
Yes.
1% Warrior. Kyle, plot synopsis, sir, for everybody watching.
Let's see. Let me get the plot synopsis up from good old trusty IMDb.
While you're reading that, I'm going to do some wave action here.
Yeah. So, two ruthless Yakuza gangs interrupt a shooting of an action flick at an abandoned factory on an island. The action star isn't too pleased. 100 Yakuza against one. Pfft, too easy. Thank you, IMDb. Thank you.
That's about right for an IMDb plot synopsis. I'm laughing because I went from Talk's wave style to
Yeah.
Bruce Lee from Christopher.
Yeah, doing this.
Oh, you know what always made me laugh? That shot of Bruce Lee was so badass and iconic when he's doing this
Yeah.
to kind of confuse the guy, right? And you had the
Yeah.
cool effect. What always made me laugh was after that, Bruce Lee's face expression was fucking hilarious. Yeah, that was perfect, dude. He's doing this. He looks all badass and epic, and then right after that, he's like,
I just squeezed one out.
"Oh yeah," but great old IMDb plot synopsis coming in there. Did you want to add a little bit to that, or we can just jump
I'm
right
trying to
into
find
it?
something better than that. God damn.
Is it on the
like-
back of the Well Go USA?
Yeah, actually, let's go with this.
Yeah.
After his devastatingly fast samurai-style combat approach sets filmmakers against him, a legendary action star films his own movie on turf claimed by feuding Yakuza gangs, including Japan's deadliest martial arts assassin.
There you go.
Better. Okay,
better.
this is why we have this here, because never trust IMDb.
The almighty Well Go USA. Yeah, so directed by Yudai Yamaguchi.
Mhm.
I'm gonna click on him. Are you familiar with a lot of his stuff?
I am not, but the fact that both
Oh.
Kensuke Sonomura and
Yeah.
Tak have worked together before, and
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm recognizing some stuff. Oh my goodness, he's done so much. He's done a lot of the high and low stuff.
yes,
But which I want to get into the high and low movies, but there's like 5 billion of them. But I do recognize Meatball Machine. Yes, I've seen that one. That was a bizarre but entertaining movie.
Japan.
But yeah, Japan. I enjoyed it for what it was. But here's Yakuza Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yakuza Weapon was wild. Talks in that. He's got a Gatling gun for an arm. Deadball. I've been wanting to see this forever. Have you seen Deadball?
I have not seen.
Talks in that too.
To be honest, like
Yeah.
the only, which everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck, Kyle?" The only Tak Sakaguchi movie I have watched has been Reborn.
Oh, you never even seen Versus? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the sad part. But
well,
again, I
Reborn. Yeah, but Reborn is like to really get Tak's style and the type of fight choreography. Reborn is like perfect. So
yeah.
But Deadball looks bizarre. We have to review this or something. This is like horror comedy with baseball, bro. Like it looks insane. I'm looking at the trailer right now. But yeah, if any of you guys watching, if you've seen Deadball, let me know what you thought about it. The ABCs of Death is a horror anthology. I seen that one. Yeah, so One Percenter is the most recent one of him. But we get introduced. We're going to talk about him a little bit later, Mr. Togo. We're gonna talk about Ishii Togo a little bit later here. And the guy I was mentioning earlier, the who was also in this, he was in Bad City and he was also in Hydra.
Masanori Miyamoto.
Yes.
Like this dude just is fucking awesome. Baby Assassins, Hydra, and Yakuza Apocalypse as the fucking frog. Masanori Miyamoto is like,
wait. He's the frog.
Yeah, he's the frog in Yakuza Apocalypse. That's Masanori Miyamoto. That dude, right there. I'm just like,
oh, that's amazing.
Him just walking in that fucking suit, and you hear that fucking Western music. I'm just like, who is this guy? And then you see him fight. I'm like, who is this guy? Who is he? And then you see him in Hydra. I'm like, oh my god, you're the same dude. Holy shit! And then in Baby Assassins, I'm like, holy fuck. And then seeing him in this, I was like, I appreciate you actually acting in this. That's all I could say.
Yeah. How fun. That's really funny. I like that movie even more now that you said that he was in the frog suit.
Yeah.
We got Emily in the house. She enjoyed the film. It's one Nathan. All right. Nice. I should dedicate this entire show to bad Bruce Lee movie. And we got some love for verses here. All right. Bruce Lee leads, wasn't too impressed by the story, but I love the action. Those who do not, there we go. All right, copy that. Yeah, before you arrived, Bruce, I said this movie's not for everyone. But again, I'm going to reiterate here. If you're fans of stuntmen, stunts, actual filmmaking, and the different perspectives on different styles of fight choreography, you will probably appreciate the movie a lot more than just wanting an interesting, simple narrative from beginning to end. So, all right, so let's jump right into it here. Oh my God, the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
I was already laughing with bootleg Urine Kenshin. Oh man, we're already taking shots at Kenji here. It's an obvious shot at Kenji, but you could take shots. I think it's more of a playful shot. I don't think he's like Kenji sucks.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't know what Tak really thinks, but I think it kind of seemed like it was a playful type of shot.
Definitely a playful jab at at the whole evolution of action, which again, the way he says it to Tony, the stunt coordinator in the film,
Tony stunts on the
Tony stuns. Like he actually just says it that you think it's all dancing. It's like what you see is this. It's real action. What we say is mainstream, and I'm just like, that is too real. That's really too real, especially with how action is done now.
Right.
And when you really see everything, and for someone like Tak, and he's just like, no, this is how I feel. And all I could say is watching the first few minutes, I'm like, this is getting too real, and I feel this. Because it was literally like, I'm sitting there going like, man, I don't know how to feel. Everyone could say, yeah, didn't you like John McClure? I'm like,
yeah,
get away. Go over there. Go over there. Like, everyone says, do you like Extraction 2? Go over there. Don't come out. Don't come out. Don't turn around until I say. And then watching Baby Assassins, I'm like, okay, now I understand. I understand why Rick said Japan has it down pat.
Bro, you said after watching Baby Assassins. Right?
After watching Baby Assassins, like I totally understand, and especially Hydra, and then understanding who Kensuke Sonomura is, I'm like, holy shit, what is he doing? And then when I heard about this, I was like, okay, I want to see what he does with Tak here. I really want to see. After seeing Reborn, I'm just like, I want to see what he does with Tak here. But to start this movie off with such a meta thing about like birth being reborn anyway.
Yeah.
And then
birth.
And then you have Masanori Miyamoto and another guy named Koji, who's his like former disciples, and one more disciples is like sticking by him, Akira. They're just like, oh shit, he's gonna go fucking nuts on Tony right now. We better do something. We better do something. I'm just like, the fact that there is respect from his disciples, like, no, he's still a working stuntman. And it's an actual thing where most stunt people like just like, we can't work with this guy. We can't work with this guy because has this. And I'm just like, that's pretty real. And that's what I love about like this opening. And and can we just talk about?
See, Kyle's on the other side. He knows.
Yeah.
He's been there.
And I will state, I have never experienced an opening credit scene of this like we haven't seen a good opening credit scene in a while.
Dude, I was getting 90s action movie vibes.
Yeah.
Where the guy's like, you just see his arms, you see him
and just training and just and especially like how it's actually this is the filmmaking side of me, because how it splits, because it is a nice like what will happen later, but just how it does that, the music too, like everything about the opening, you just get this exactly like you said 90s vibe of like you don't know what you're getting into when you watch this, but you feel like this anticipation of like, what is this going to lead to? And that's why that's what I really felt watching this. I was like, oh, this is going to be pretty much something. It better not disappoint me.
Yeah. I mean, all you got to do is take out the music of the opening credits and just put in, I got the power. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's it. Just put that in there. Probably the worst Bruce Lee impression ever, but I think it's funny. Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, it was really funny in the beginning. I was already laughing with the Rurouni Kenshin. Now, you just watched the first one. I've watched all the 5, right? And you're kind of, if you don't, you're like, you don't know if you like this series yet because you just watched the first one.
I only watched the first one, which again, I was impressed on how like they did the sword fighting and just the action in general, and not being a fan of, and this is again of the anime or even watching it, it's being seen with a fresh set of eyes. So I definitely want to watch the rest of them and see how it goes. But it is kind of true, like how Tak views action choreography as just dancing, which sadly, well, okay, I shouldn't say sadly again.
Which is kind of funny. He says that. When I first saw his wave style in Reborn, I thought he was dancing. when I first, I was just like, well, this is different. When he was doing this, I was like, is this a little mix of Tai Chi with some drunken boxing? Like, what is this? Yeah, but I ended up, it's like it's something different. I ended up liking it. Right now, I'm expecting him to do that all the time.
Yeah, that's what I literally thought all the time. Even in Bad City, I'm just like sitting there like, oh, it's Tak. Oh shit. And then I realized, oh shit.
He did a little movement like that, but not nothing that much. So
no, which was actually kind of, again, that was like a different, that was Kensuke Sonomura's movie, and I was just like, okay, he did it in that style. Now this is what he wanted to do, and I was like, okay, let's see how this goes this time.
Right.
And
but you'll I mean, Rurouni Kenshin's literally just Daredevil. He could kill everyone, but he doesn't. So he has that struggle, right? Like he could kill, but he refuses to, kind of like Batman, right? So that's what he is basically. You don't have to worry about seeing the anime. There's a lot. There's like hundreds of episodes, bro. We ain't got that time. You know what I'm saying?
No way, ain't no way got time for that.
Yeah, but you will, every sequel was like better than the first, the one before it. So the sword fights get better, but dude, the surprising thing is the 5th one was really surprising because the 5th one's a prequel, and it shows him fucking killing motherfuckers.
Damn.
Because this is prequel. This is before the no kill clause.
Yes.
So it's bloody as fuck. So yeah, just binge watch it. They're all on Netflix.
Yeah.
Anyway, I still thought it was funny that he was poking fun at doing bootleg stuff.
Mhm.
But the disinterest.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with questioning what's popular, or like, is this all we have? Is this it?
Mhm.
Like, can we do something different? There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Even, and Kyle knows I love John Wick 4. He knows
Mhm.
that, but we're still friends. I haven't
Yep.
been banished or banned. But I mean, it's fine.
I'm
It's
I'm just gonna
fine.
go to the bathroom now as I leave.
He
But no.
knows, but Kyle knows my reasons why,
Mhm.
though. He knows my reasons why. Uh, but it's fine. We could agree to disagree and still be buds. But here we go. It continues here. And I like the question brought up here.
Mhm.
Movies are not supposed to be realistic. People are here to escape realism.
Mhm.
People want fantasy. They want to escape their humdrum boring lives or horrible lives. They want to get away from it, realism, and they want to go to someplace with fantasy and escape. And that's something I've said like many times way in the past, right? So these
Yep.
are interesting. You can see both sides. You can
Yes.
see Talk's side of tired of the same old type of fight choreography that we see all the time, not pushing the envelope or trying something different
Mhm.
and looking for more and more of a realistic thing. Like here's a good example. Once Upon a Time in China 1 and 2, Jet
Yes.
Li classics, iconic, playing Wong Fei Hung, so good. Choi Hark, everybody was at at the top of their game during that time,
Mhm.
right? I love both of those movies,
Yes.
but there's a lot of people out there that hate both of those films. I know I've said that. There's people out there that exists that hate Once Upon a Time in China 1 and 2 because of the wire work, right? And that's their prerogative, right?
Mhm.
That's their deal, right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna shit all over them. That's just they don't like it, right?
Mhm.
But I love those movies because those movies have great balance. Yes, it has the wuxia type of wire work where they have the superhero type moves and stuff like that, but there is grounded fight choreography mixed throughout,
Yes.
right? Both of those films, those have great balance. Yuan Wu-ping was great at having those, type of great balance with his movies. And me and Kyle just reviewed Master Z Legend, Yip Man Legacy. Make sure you guys check that out as well. And we talk about that. But everyone's different, right?
Yes.
So again, both sides I agree with. Both sides were very interesting, you know. But let's get to this. But it's just so, I mean, look at his face. He's just
Yeah.
like dead. He's just like dead inside. He's just like God. And then, like, wasn't there one part of that scene where he just stops fighting?
Yeah.
He
He
just
like
stands there.
go
He just
against a
stands there.
stunt actor, and he's just like, and then they're like, I was like, oh man, that he
Director's
is
like,
done.
the director's like, hey, that's not how we rehearsed it. Let's do it
Yeah.
again. And the producer next to him's like, just take a break, And then
Yeah.
that's when he walks up and talks to him. He's like, come on, man, you're like one of the best. I love the movie Birth.
Yeah.
I love Birth. It was great. It was ahead of its time. It was ahead of its time. Were you the one that told me? It might have been Matt Merritt from Keep Forward Productions who said, or you, somebody told me that Reborn and 1% Warrior are a perfect double feature.
It
Were you
might have been
maybe
Matt.
it was Matt? Yeah. So shout out to
Yeah.
Matt. Matt hit me up. He also really loved this movie, dude.
Hmm.
He really loved the film. But he says watch Reborn first, and then literally right after it, go straight into 1% Warrior. It's perfect. It's perfect. So yeah, there you go, guys. If you guys need a little double feature recommendation there. But yeah, he's like checked out. He's done. And I think at this point, he has that legendary status, but at the same time, it kind of seemed like it was kind of hard for him even to get this gig.
Yeah.
I mean, his fellow stuntmen kind of brought it up. I think we're like,
Hmm.
dude. I mean, you haven't worked for years
Yeah.
after Birth. Like you haven't worked for years, and like, come on, I had to really pull some strings just to get you this gig. So stop fucking it up. I think it was him. I think this
Yeah.
character said that.
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And
So
that's a real kind of statement. Again, that's a real
right.
statement,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is harsh to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. But we have our Akira here, his protege. Now we'll get to the scene with him and the girl later. Talking about him, he mentioned something about him being he was bullied when he was young, and now he wants to
Yeah.
be like his martial arts heroes. But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Mhm.
But he was kind of cracking me up. He was like super green. Of course,
Yeah.
we'll get to the big reveal later. But at this point in the film, he's really green, and they're trying to practice the wave style, and he kind of that was a hilarious
Yeah.
transition where Tak's dodging all the pellets
Yeah.
and grabs the gun, and he's like, "All right, it's your turn."
Yeah.
And then he tries to pump himself up, Akira, and he's like,
Medium blade,
"Ah,
medium blade, and then hard
yeah."
cut to just him with fucking bandages.
Bandages all over his face. He just fails, and then Tak's face looking like this, like, "Oh God." That was kind of funny. But yeah, he's just so done
Hmm.
with this type of fight choreography and filmmaking and stuff like that. But he's desperate at this point, so
Yeah.
he goes to the producer here. Excuse me, and he's like, "Look, man, I love how when he showed him the script, it was like
Yeah.
5 seconds. The producer got up and walked out. He just got up. He's like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
out of here. He's like, you want to do what? He's like, I'm a big fan of Birth. Opens it up. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
And they like literally begging him, like, please, every other studio's turned us down. Everyone's turned us down. Please, we really want to make this movie. Now, talk about before we get to the actual movie set and the movie being filmed.
Mhm.
Talk about Tak's style, the wave style, and the purpose
So
of his character. What is his character's purpose?
so basically the fact that he wanted to make realistic action and the fact when did he like learn this? Because from what I was reading and hearing that he met this other guy, where is it? Uh met Yoshi Yoshitiga Inagawa, who developed the tactical style zero range combat, which is what you see in the beginning of the film, which is actually Yoshitaka Inagawa, literally talking about, yeah, he just came in, did learn the whole art in 1 year, and then developed his wave style, which
Right.
is just basically in a way of another version of Jeet Kune Do, which we'll talk about later too.
Even almost like the 1-inch punch,
Yeah,
except his version was it
more
flows through the
way. Yeah,
body and then you do it.
yeah.
But then you had all those montages like you're bringing up right now, like
Hmm.
the MMA guys. They're all being
Yes.
interviewed. They're like, dude, he came in here and like
Yeah,
whooped ass. Like,
because that
yeah,
that was what he was known for real, was the fact that he was an underground fighter back then, and then director Ruhei Kitamura just said, "Hey, you want to do this movie I have versus," and then basically took off from there.
right,
And the fact that he has trained apparently in Bajichuan Kempo boxing and kickboxing, and now has zero range combat and just amalgamating it
yeah,
into his own style, which is this, which most martial artists usually do, is just they just make their martial arts their own.
right.
And
That's what is that?
yeah,
That is Jeet Kune Do,
Jeet Kune Do.
right?
And here in the film, instead of calling it,
Finding your own way,
yeah,
finding your own style. Here's the
yeah,
blueprint. Read it, study it, but make it your own and make it,
exactly.
make your own way, your own style. That's the
And
martial arts journey in any way.
and the fact that we in this film that he actually talks about, like, well, he doesn't even say it, he's just like he's trying to find something that makes him complete in a
Right,
sense, and
right,
that's what he says is like 1% of martial artists fully master their martial art.
right.
I am trying to do that with this film that
Yeah,
I'm trying to make. That's what he's trying to do. And the fact that it sucks that he has to beg for a producer, like, can you give me something so I can make this film? I need to like show what I can do. so that people can understand what I'm trying to do. And that
Right.
is literally like any filmmaker, any stuntman.
Yep.
That's literally the full struggle, and that's everyone could sympathize with that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, I
And
had no, well said. I had Nathan Gehring, shout out to him, a stuntman and martial artist, and I had him on the podcast, the Movie Dojo podcast, and he has fell in love with fire. He's a fire breather, and he uses fire in a lot of his movement when he's doing dance, because he also is a professional dancer and stuff like that with his performances on the street and stuff like that. And now with Flaming Assassin, which is his short he just made, which is a really entertaining short film, he plays an assassin that uses fire to basically attack his opponents. Again, nobody else is really doing that.
yeah,
The way he's doing it, he even throws in a little drunken style while he's blowing the fire and using it. He has a flaming sword and everything, and so it's like, again, he's expressing himself,
yes,
right? And who talk about expressing themselves? Preach it.
Bruce
There you
Lee.
go, Bruce Lee. This guy, right? So. But yeah, we'll get back to this a little bit here. But yeah, they had the whole montage thing. Like, I love how the MMA guy said, yeah, he just came up in here and he could hold his own, and he was kicking some of our asses. And he goes, yeah, if we fought within the rules, I have more experience with that. Most likely, I would win, but I really wouldn't want to fight him in the streets when there are no rules. I thought that was interesting,
and that's a real thing too. That's actually a real thing too.
Yeah. So now he agrees. He's like, all right, go to this island. You guys can film your little movie there. So him and Akira go there, and when they arrive, oh my God, we got the douchebag, the director, on the right here. Oh my God, dude. I wonder who this guy was representing.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out, but when he was like, make it more like a dance, nutcracker, I was just like, holy shit. That is actually, that's
Nutcracker.
Yeah. Make it like, and they're all doing it like nutcracker. I'm just like, holy shit.
You are all gods. You are all demigods. You must move like gods. Nutcracker, more nutcracker. And then they start like really going like,
yeah.
I was dying.
I was like, this
cut back to Tuck's face. Like watching all of this.
And he's just like, they're really dancing.
Wasn't the stuntman? Didn't they look embarrassed a little bit too?
Yeah.
When they stopped and took their headpieces off, they were kind of like
yeah. Both Masanori and Koji are just like, oh, senpai. It's just like, shit.
They were embarrassed. Oh, it's hilarious. But yeah, this guy is such a dick.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, man, we're filming storyboard here. Like, he's like, you're not supposed to be here. We're supposed to be here. We're filming our stuff. You're just gonna have to wait or leave. And I love how the shot, like right here, I think this was the shot where you hear the first gunfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the director's just got shot in the head and falls backwards. And a really, really, really well done drone shots throughout the movie. Like, really good, smooth.
Yeah, Frank Jang should take a look at this movie then.
Shout out to Frank Jang. He loves him some drone shots. That's it. 10 out of 10 stars for the drone shots. Rick Myers is going to talk about this movie next week. I think it's next week, Action Film Autopsy. So, yeah. I mean, Rick's going to hate it. He's gonna hate it because of the drone shots. anyway, but yeah, I love how they were already talking shit on what are you gonna? He's like, what movie are you filming? He's like,
oh God,
here we go. He goes, what are you gonna? Whatever movie that you're trying to film. Let me guess, it's going straight to streaming, right?
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, and then he goes, even worse. Little elbow to the director, even worse, it's probably an indie film.
It was so like harsh. I was just like, damn, that hurts.
I was like, you dude. I was like, fuck this guy in the back, dude. Like, seriously, man, seriously. But he gets shot in the head and he's dead. That's it. Drop dead Fred. And now they're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
We got random gunfire going. Like, what the hell's going on? He's like, what are you doing? Call in. There's no reception. What the hell are you doing here? And at this point, Tak's character has a action boner. Because he's like, what's going on here? And so we have these Yakuza clan rivalry going on. They're trying to the daughter, her father's dead. So now second in command's like, all right, we need to get this cocaine. You know where the cocaine is?
Mhm.
The cocaine is here on this island. You need to tell us, or it's not gonna be good for you. And again, Tak shows up. I love this guy's reaction. He's like, who the fuck? The fuck is this guy? Just walking in. And Tak beats the shit out of these dudes, has some fun with it there. The stuntman did a great job. Great fight choreography, a lot of fun. But then now we have a whole bunch of new characters showing up. Now we have this girl, the rival clan.
Her name is Ami, I believe. Yeah. And her father, Shinsoto?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't have the thing pulled up here.
Oh, good.
But yeah, as soon as this character showed up and she started being all eval and talking shit, I was like, well, I hope you die. You know, I was like, but you know, the good villains make you react that way. I was like, oh, I hope you get it, right? So they're on the hunt, and what they're finding, they found these guys all tied up.
Yeah,
and they're like, what the hell happened? They're all saying the same shit. Just one guy just kicked all our asses, and then they don't know who's doing it, so they ended up calling him Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
For the rest of the movie, they're calling Tak's character Jackie Chan, which was funny. But now they're on the hunt. They're on the hunt for this dude. There's her dad right there.
Mm-hmm.
They are on the hunt. And I love the back and forth. We almost had it was a little Die Hard moment.
Yeah.
Where they're talking back and forth here. And they're like, who are you? What do you want? And he's just like, he's like confusing him with his answers. He's like, I have to live up to my fans' expectations. That's my job. He's like, what the hell?
Fans?
What the hell are you talking about, dude? We need to kill this guy. Where is this guy? Yeah, let's get to the action here. Just get some great beatdown stuff.
Yeah.
And I love, again, it's taking risks to try something different. Everyone will have a different reaction to it, right? You're going to have guys like us that appreciate, oh, okay, he's trying to do this. All right, that was it. That was kind of cool. That was interesting. Or that was badass, right? And then some other people will be like, well, that's different. Or as Finkster said, silly. Anyway, but I appreciate the effort of trying to be different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the wrench battle, son.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go with the wrench battle.
Because I was watching the making of on this, and Tak actually is active on YouTube, and he actually shows off what his style is.
Yeah.
And one of it was with a freaking wrench, and I was just like, holy crap. And he said, yep, you could actually use a wrench to deflect and grab a knife from someone like this, hit him like this way. Also, you could fuck up their collarbone like this. And I was like,
that was great. Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
But he doesn't just fuck up one collarbone. He fucks up both the guy's collarbones and then his Achilles tendon. I'm like, dude, that is.
Dude, I don't know how many bones got broken in this movie. So 5 stars for bone breaking out of 5.
In the making of too, he states like, yeah, my character is not looking to kill because he actually states in it at the start, like, I'm not looking to kill.
I'm an action actor guy. Yeah. That's it. I'm not.
And on top of that, and I'll make them suffer. But I'm just like, that's worse. Damn, you're in pain and you're suffering. Holy shit. Yeah, that's worse.
I love how he's fighting with the tool, and then when he starts, he sees the guy's strap and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, and then he starts tweaking it. He starts tweaking the tool. He's like, let me open it up just a little bit more, and then boom. Bone crusher. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good fun, man. But I like how there was an excuse for why they, some of them decided later At first, they were trying to shoot them, but then later they stopped. They put their guns down because the whole area is flammable.
Yeah.
That's why they put their guns down. So thank God the movie, because even us, as we're the biggest talk fans ever, but even we would have been like, why did you shoot this dude?
Yeah,
Like,
and then it's like flammable, sink. Oh, right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, right. Good. There's logic. There's logic. Good. Good. You guys had logic.
Yeah.
Good. Battle
Yeah.
logic. Good. Doesn't matter if it's bad or good.
What's up, Larry? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. But yeah, a lot of bone breaking, a lot of bone crushing. It's all welcome. There's all kinds of interesting set pieces. And the flashlight scene, bro, this is legit.
Like,
it's
blinding
legit,
someone.
dude.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that I've met in security, and a lot of tactical people that I've met and spoken to. They use their flashlights.
And it's
not just, hey, what are you doing over there? Or not just put the gun on this side to go around the corners to look cool. No, they will use it as a weapon to blind the guy. All it takes is a couple seconds. All it takes is like 1 or 2 seconds. Blind the guy, take down. Blind the guy, take down. Blind the guy, strike to the throat, whatever they need.
And especially with how heavy it is, too. Those heavy-duty ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially with the battery at the very bottom. You just flip it around and use it as you got a blunt object there.
Yeah.
But this is kind of legit. Yeah. Whether the fight choreography worked for you or not that's up to you. That's up to you. You could say it was silly. But it's one of my favorite fight scenes in the film. my only, especially when he just went straight Wing Chun on, dude.
Yeah.
What was that, a 30-hit combo?
Yeah.
On the last guy?
Yeah.
It's just like to be the last guy, dude.
Fuck you.
Fucking fisted a North Star, man.
Yeah.
It was
and then just...
You are already dead. Dude, I was dying. I was like, holy shit, that sucks to be the last guy. You should have just been the first dude. But yeah, kneecaps getting taken out. I loved how he would use his legs to break bones.
Yeah.
While standing.
Yeah.
Was interesting. And it's not like he did do the kick to the kneecap and stuff like that. But he would do stuff like wrap around his leg, around another leg, and twist and break a leg, break a limb or bone, excuse me, a limb. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, the last guy, man, that sucked.
Yeah.
I love how he shoved it into one guy's mouth and it just took him down at the very end. That was great. My only nitpick is, where were their flashlights?
I know. Literally,
that's my only nitpick.
All the glow sticks, and then they're just knife. Like, okay, we got knives.
Yeah, they should have their, like, if they whipped out their flashlights, that would have been interesting to see what Tak does with that, right? But I was like, dude, none of you guys have flashlights. But you know what? Here's the thing. I don't think this group, when they showed up, they had absolutely no idea.
No.
What they were walking into. They were not expecting anyone else to be there. I think even his daughter brings it up.
Yeah.
He was like, I thought you said there was no one was supposed to be on this island. Somebody brings it up. So they didn't really know. But still, fun fight. Again, Tak's trying to do something different. And not just Tak. The legend himself, Kensuke Sonomura. I mean, he's direct. He did the fight choreography, not directed, but we're trying to do something different. That's all welcome. Before we get to the main event, were there any other action set pieces we missed talking about before we get to the one-on-one finale here? That's going down. It's one of my best one-on-one fight scenes of the year. It's going down.
Well, the small setup of Ishitogo when so we have Tony and Masanori and Koji were ready to leave after their encounter with Ami and her gang, and killed the other two stunt guys. And the thing was, like, Masanori and Koji are like literally close to the end of leaving, but then they're like, okay, we're gonna go back. And Tony's like, what the fuck?
Well, they were like, we can't escape.
Yeah.
And we're going to die anyway. Fuck it. We might as well go out swinging, basically. Yeah.
And then they go and try and save Maria, the rival daughter that knows the location. and they they end up getting ambushed by Ishitogo and Ami, and this is where we get a sense of who Ishitogo is as a character.
Yeah. Before you talk about him,
Mhm.
this scene here, I wanted to talk
Oh
about it.
yes, there we go.
So they end up pairing off while Tak's like, "Look, I can't protect you guys and do what I need to do and beat up these dudes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to stay together." But they have this moment where they're sitting down talking with each other, and he talk about what Akira says in that
Like
scene.
Akira definitely talks about the fact that he wanted to join film because he always got bullied, and it literally looking up to heroes as well. So he just took it up that way,
Yeah,
and it was interesting how that conversation happened, which we'll get into very shortly because
yeah. But he
he ends up
also mentions though that he wanted to be strong like his martial arts heroes,
yes,
but then he realized being strong. He says something later like
yeah,
we realized being strong wasn't enough or
yeah,
something like that. Yeah, which was interesting. But now, yeah, some great fun fights here and there. Now we get to the finale. But before we get to the finale, actually, talk about Togo here.
yeah. So
And this is his debut. This is the first time
yeah,
I've never heard of
same,
this guy.
same. And from what the making of has showed, like Tak Tak Sakaguchi actually came from what's it called? Uh, had needed a rival, so
Right.
he had his friend Ishitogo, who is a Jeet Kune Do master,
Yeah.
which
And
which
he
we
said he teaches Jeet Kune Do in Japan.
in Japan,
Yeah.
and
How cool is that?
the fact that it's kind of interesting to use Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee style, and then you have Tak's style, which is his wave style,
Yeah.
which bo- both styles of their own like perspective to have someone it have someone like is a master in Bruce Lee style and then a master of his own style to go against each other, and that's what was the interesting thing, that to see this and to where this fight was going to take it. I did not know where this fight was going to take it at all,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's not like, hey, this guy's gonna. I'm glad he didn't let Togo fight like Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Like, I take Jeet Kune Do, so I'm gonna fight like Bruce. I'm gonna
No,
go
which
wah, and I'm gonna do all that stuff.
no, like I'm glad that they actually like
Yeah.
let him be his own like character
Right.
and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
emulate Bruce Lee or anything else. They just like, nope, this is the type of character you are,
Yeah.
and everything else like.
Right.
And
Yeah.
here's the gentleman here, the one that did the action
The
choreography.
legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
On another brother from another mother, Eric Jacobus, had a blast sharing a Comic Con panel with him. And yeah, so on his podcast, make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. He's got a great channel, great podcast. But I did not get a chance to see this episode yet. Did you see this episode?
Yes, I did. And this is where like again, this is where kind of talks about how Kensei Sonomura and Kenji Tanigaki, they've discussed both different Japan stunt schools, which is the Japan Action Club, which was established by Sony Chiba,
Right.
and then they discussed the school that they attended, which was Karate Club, which is Karata's style that learned from Hong Kong while he
Yeah.
was in Hong Kong, and that's what they learned. And now look at Kenji Tanigaki making the Rurouni Kenshin films. Look at Kensei Sonomura literally making these films, including this one, and definitely doing something different every time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is an interesting watch, I would say, off of Eric Jacobus's uh,
I
channel,
gotta watch it.
because
I gotta check
it
it out for sure.
they definitely discuss everything of how Hydra was filmed, how they filmed Baby Assassins, the action style, and Bad City. Like, eh,
Nice.
so I am
Cool.
definitely happy that
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
shared his expertise and wisdom, and especially like
Mhm.
what we're gonna see here finally with this final
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah. And you bring it up. the two different schools in Japan. You know, just I believe Chiba was first, Japan Action Club
Yes.
first,
Yes.
and thank God. You know, you guys know I'm a huge Sonny Chiba fan, and I'm a huge Kurata fan as well. But again, totally different styles, but they both were needed.
Mhm.
And I always found it fascinating that I mean, Henry Sonata came from Japan Action Club, so there you go. But I always thought it was fascinating that Kurata loved the Hong Kong style
Mhm.
of filmmaking and fight choreography and the energy. It's a totally different vibe. I came across one of his interviews, and he said it was he's got nothing against,
Mhm.
you know, the motherland that he comes from, but you know, nothing against Chiba, but just that Hong Kong style, that rough, a lot of the energetic style that they have. He just preferred that way more over the Japanese
A-
style of,
And
and I thought that
and
was, and how many he's made. He's mostly known as, you know, Hong Kong martial
yeah.
arts, you
And
know,
what's actually
star.
interesting too,
Yeah,
if we go back about it, is I think Way of the Dragon, Bruce Lee's Way of the Dragon, and when sadly the unfinished Game of Death,
right.
he enlisted a Japanese cinematographer to film his films because he wanted the wide movements and everything else. So there's a lot of back and forth influence from Japan
Yeah,
to Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong to Japan. So it
yeah,
really is this. There's this nice cohesion and melding
yeah.
that really makes it all flow together.
Hmm. And Bruce Lee was a big. He loved the Zatoichi movies,
Hmm.
you know, and I believe some of some of the actors that were in Zatoichi movies played some of the Japanese
Yeah,
guys in Fist of Fury, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah. I think the one guy who did this and he ran at Bruce and Bruce
Mhm.
like leaned down and hit him in the nuts. That actor looked really familiar. Like I've
Yeah.
seen him in a lot of Zatoichi movies. But yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Being inspired. You know, it doesn't matter what country it is, what language, being inspired by other filmmakers and making your own, you know, expressing your own voice, your own style, right? For better or for worse, it's yours.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, right? But yeah, back to Togo here. Now, let's talk about some Togue.
Like
Now, where did he come from? Because this, like I said, this is his first movie.
this is
Like
his first.
we already mentioned earlier, like
The,
Tak wanted a rival.
yeah, and all I
Right.
could say is there's barely anything on him that I could find except
There will be
like
more now
yeah,
because of this movie.
because
He will be in demand now.
yeah.
But yeah, going back a little bit further before we get to the finale,
Mhm.
him having the confrontation and taking out the stunt dudes
Mhm.
who came back, and he like fucked them all up, and he was gonna kill them all, but the girl, but like, look, I know where the cocaine is. Don't kill them. How
Yeah.
nice of her! I'm surprised
Mhm.
she's cool like that. She didn't really have to save them, um, but I loved how before Togue stepped in, the guy who had the what was it, Tony Stunt's shirt.
Yeah.
He was looking, I think he was Tony, right? The guy who played
Yeah,
Tony,
the,
right?
the the guy that played Tony, yeah.
You notice he ran in and did a flying jump kick, but what did he
Yeah.
do? He went, "Wah!"
Yeah,
Right?
he literally sounded out before doing his attack, which you do that in stunts, but in real fighting,
What did Togo's character say
he was
after
like
he took him out?
It's like this ain't a movie.
Yeah,
This ain't a,
he says never yell before an attack.
exactly. Never yell before an attack. It's like he's not wrong. He's not
Like, oh
wrong
shit,
whatsoever.
don't fuck with this dude.
Yeah.
And what about the scene earlier where hold on, the daughter of the
Mhm.
other the evil daughter,
Oh yeah, Ami.
she just threw she once she realized the place used to be functional a few years ago,
Yeah.
she has the guy throw the lighter down, which
Yeah.
sets it ablaze below, almost killing her dad, and like
Yeah.
there were like 20 other dudes down there, they all
Yeah.
end up dying. Now what was the purpose of that?
Either she was trying to do something like I'm helping out, and then oops. Especially when she mentions when her dad comes in, like, there's nothing here. What happened to your face? Did he get you?
Yeah,
It's
it
like
sounds like I thought
it's
she
like
was just like tired of her dad's bullshit taking forever
that's
to
what I
kill
thought too.
Tak. So she's like, look, I'm just gonna do it myself and
Yeah.
kill all of you, hoping Tak's down there.
And
but yeah, when she saw her dad again, she was like, "Oh, what happened to your face?"
yeah, because it was an interesting kind of, what's it called? I don't want to think it was going in that route. Just the fact that Ami wanted Maria as a friend because they had like the Yakuza like background. It's like, I just wanted a friend to understand me, and she's like, Maria's like, no, you're just crazy. You're just crazy.
Yeah, I kept wondering why she wants Maria to not be harmed. I don't want a
Yeah.
scratch on her head.
It's
And
like,
then,
I
oh, she
just
just
need a
wants a friend.
friend. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was kind of hoping we'd find out what happened to her leg and why she all kind of fucked up. I guess she was just born that way.
From what
Good-
I remember, they said was like she had her mom got in a car crash, and then
Something like
probably
that.
that's
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
and probably that's
I
why
think that's what happened.
yeah,
Right. And she was mad at her dad. She loved her dad, but she was mad that,
he chose the
she
life.
was born and kind of thing, and he kept her.
He chose the thug life.
The thuggish ruggish. But yeah, let's get to my favorite fight in the film, the one-on-one throwdown. I
Yeah.
loved how as soon as Tak shows up, him and Togo have 3 seconds of a back and forth. It was
Yes.
really fast. Tak shows up, Togo turns around, and they're literally like boom, 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 and then they step away.
Yeah, and he's just
Right
like,
after that, yeah, right after that, Tak's like, "What the
okay.
hell?"
Yeah.
He's like, "What the fuck was that?" He's like,
Yeah.
"That's interesting."
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, I got an opponent. Sweet.
yeah, because he's pretty much been in God mode, I
Yeah.
think, the whole movie, and now he's like, "Huh, pain, interesting."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost like kind of like you hinted earlier, similar styles, very
Yes.
different, but similar.
Similar, and just how they approach each other, how they approach the fight itself.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Like, and it there was a little bit of me that thought like this is like Headshot, where fucking what happens is Sunny Pang has equal waste and just choking and he's just doing this. And I was just like, and then I looked back at like, okay, sometimes Salat does this, but then I looked at Talk's videos and I was like, yeah, this is how he fights. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
No.
talk anymore about this, because this is how each of them are gonna try and fight each other. And
Yeah.
it's so quick but well done of
Oh yeah.
how everything is framed.
Yeah.
Like, it it doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter in terms of who wins or loses in this fight. You just see these two matching each other, and
Yeah.
even like you said, talk feeling like pain. The fact that he like tries to catch a kick from Togo and then loses the shoot and then fucking gets hit right in his
Yeah.
chest and bleeding. I'm like, oh damn. And then
Right.
finally getting a hit, which is that scratch, and he's just like, I got you now. I fucking got
Yeah.
you now.
Well,
I was like,
first he scratched him here
yeah,
when he tried to get his eyes and
yeah,
talked about dodges like, but he still kind of gets him and
yeah,
talks like, "What?" He's like,
yeah,
"I'm bleeding. What the hell?"
yeah. And
But yeah, it was interesting because the ball of your foot when you take
mhm,
martial arts.
yeah,
I'm by no means a martial arts expert. That's why I have Kyle here. I did
mhm,
take some martial arts, but I'm not an expert. Okay, but when in karate class, the ball of your foot. Every time we came in, we were always stepping like pouncing like this
yes,
to kind of harden this
mhm,
part of your foot,
mhm,
and we did that a lot. If I
yes,
do that now, my leg would give out and fall off, and I would collapse into a million pieces. It just really, that just shatter. If I tried that now, but every day in class, we always warm up, and we always would
mhm,
do that with our feet. They're kind of hard to get used to hardening this part of your
mhm.
foot. This guy, it was doing the toes.
Yeah,
He wasn't doing the ball of the foot.
no,
He was doing the toes like that. I was like,
yeah,
what? And then he was, doing the little ankle swivel, but he was
yeah,
doing that, like hardening, like getting ready. I
yeah.
was like,
He
what the
was
hell? So then when
literally ready for a fight.
so when his toes kicked Tak, it was like, oh, that's why that shit hurt.
Yeah,
because it was
It,
like it's fucking hard, man. Like Jesus.
yeah, and the fact that it's those little moments in the cinematography too that captures like these little bits of like this little detail of like, oh, this is gonna hurt. That's why this is leading to this and that.
Yeah,
And yeah, like even we get a small drone shot in this fight scene itself
yeah,
too. I'm just like, oh crap, we're going to see the scope of this, and all the way to the point that both of them do their perspective 1-inch punch,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just a stalemate between the
Hmm.
two of them.
Yeah. I love when they first start fighting.
Hmm.
There's no music.
Hmm.
I love that. No
Yeah,
music. Because it's getting real now. We're getting serious
yeah,
now. And then when they start finally harming each other and getting injured, injuries start happening, then music comes in. Like,
yeah,
all right, we're another level now. And now
yep,
the music pops in. But a great back and forth. But because everyone's different, everyone likes different types of fight choreography, everyone likes different type of styles. I can see some people watching this fight and going, they're just slapping each other. It's just slaps. Blah, 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 blah. Slap, 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 slap. I could see some people be like, they're just slapping. This is is he a slap fighter? Are these slap fighters? What's going on? Like I could see, everyone's
hmm,
different. I could see
yep,
people bitching and complaining and oh, this looks soft. They're wrong, but I can. I'm just
yep,
kidding. But I'm just saying, I could see people doing that, right?
yep.
Especially when they're not used to. What's up, multi-gun man? How you doing? I can see people that are not used to Tak's style
Hmm.
of punching and fight choreography and moving. I could see people complaining. Like, look, people could bitch and complain about everything, and they
Hmm.
do.
Yep,
But
yep.
when you're a fan of these kind of movies, and unlike this movie did what Reborn did not do,
Hmm.
this movie gave us a great finale one-on-one fight.
Yes.
As much as I enjoyed Reborn, that was Reborn's big negative for me, was they kept building up his rival. And
Hmm.
then when you get to the end fight, it's literally like it's not. It was so unsatisfying. It was like such a letdown. As much as we like Reborn, but again, that's a nitpick. But this movie, oh, you get a fight. What a great fight!
Hmm.
Filmed perfectly, edited perfectly. Both performers doing a great job, and
And
I'm so happy that his version of Jeet Kune Do wasn't. I'm just gonna do an Bruce Lee, and I'm gonna fight and act like Bruce.
hmm,
I'm glad he didn't do that because
yep,
that would have been so cheesy, bro.
yeah.
That would have been really bad.
Agreed. And the fact that too this fight alone, you you feel as an audience member like I don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah,
Like
none. Yeah,
like because it you're so invested into it and you're just like I don't know who's gonna win. I I I they're really good at doing this and it's like they have mutual respect for each other, which leads to the end of the fight where after their 1-inch punch to each other, that the father gets back up and sh- about to shoot Tak and
bastard. I wanted to see who was gonna win. God damn
yeah, and
it.
fucking Togo just sacrifices himself.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
And
was
what
like,
does the father say?
he's like,
Bef-
the way you guys hitting it off. I was just
yeah,
like,
he's
oh,
like,
this is. I
the
was like,
hell's going on?
and that's where it brought me back. Like, right, this is a movie, and he's right. That's kind of true. Like every movie would have that bullshit, but
And
he's like,
they're trying to kill each other, but then there's
yeah,
that mutual respect towards the
yeah.
end because it was kind of a stalemate, like you said.
Hmm.
Um, but now let's get to the big reveal,
Hmm.
and I could see a lot of people being disappointed with this.
Hmm.
To me, I kind of put a smile on my face because I had an idea, I had an inkling it was going that way anyway.
Yeah.
But I could see some people again that probably didn't like this kind of stuff. But we'll get
Yeah.
to it. So Akira shows up and basically is like, "Look, look, you keep talking about you want to be the 1%, that you want to be the master of your craft, but you have to change yourself. You have to
Yes.
make the decision to kill.
Yes.
Like, are you really gonna job to this chick?
Yeah.
Like this young girl, you're really gonna just let her kill you and that's it? Like you need to do something. So I will be the catalyst to get you into gear.
Mhm.
So he kind of sacrifices himself. He gets shot in the head by the girl, and then Tak, like the Flash shows up and he starts choking her out. I love how she was talking all that shit the whole movie and had no
Yeah.
killing anyone. But finally she's getting attacked and she's like, "You're gonna hit a girl?" And she's like, how could you hit a girl?
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is Bill Burr joke. That's it. Look up the Bill Burr joke. Just you know what joke I'm talking about. Just look
Yep.
up the Bill Burr joke.
But
What did
yeah.
he say? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying you should do it, but no reason.
Eh,
The arrogance. I can think of plenty of reasons.
because all I remember
Yeah.
was
And this
watching it
is
for
a
the first time.
reason. He
Yeah.
has a reason to take her out. He has all the
Yeah.
reason in the world to take her out. Yeah.
And what it led to after this, when it hit that part where it's like you hear cut, I'm like, no. Okay. And I was like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
No.
And then the camera's just going, and that one, the other producer just comes up to him and says, yeah, like I, it was great. Now we get to do this and this, and Tak is
Yeah.
like, but what about Akira? I should do this because of Akira's death. And the producer's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's no Akira. And then it just has that hard like close up on Tak's face, like, what? And then it comes back. I was like, did it just upgrade me? Did this movie upgrade me? What is it doing an upgrade ending? And it was literally like him just holding on to Ami's throat and Maria just pleading with him, like, don't do it.
Yeah.
You're better than them. And then he lets go and he's just looking for Akira. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And then you have Tony, Masanori, and Koji come in and like, see what I tell you. He actually thinks there's a third disciple. And I was like,
Dun, dun,
whoa.
dun.
The
Yeah.
fact that he made up Akira.
To keep him sane, basically.
Which is pretty fucked. But I was like,
it got dark really quick. It got
yeah.
dark real quick at the end.
Yeah.
To kind of help keep his sanity.
Yeah.
To keep him sane and functional around others, he kind of created Akira in his head, and there was no Akira.
Yeah.
I wonder if Akira was him when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you go back to
that
conversation he had with the girl, because they show earlier scenes with him with her. Mm-hmm. Akira wasn't sitting down talking to her. Tak was.
Yes.
So I kind of wonder if this was Tak when he was young.
Yeah,
and getting bullied and wanting to prove himself and be like his martial arts heroes.
Yes,
but it wasn't enough. Like, what did he say? It wasn't enough to be strong.
And
right?
And that leads to the final ending where everyone's getting interviewed. Like, did you notice anything about him? And everyone's like saying, no, he just helped me. And then Tony and Masanori and Koji was like, we respected him, but yeah, we just don't know what to do. And then finally, the interviewer was just like, do you think you're strong? You know, like, heroes don't last. And the final saying that he says is like, action actors are strong, and it's a hard cut. I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like, that was good.
For a second there, when they were interviewing everyone else, mm-hmm. I was like, did Tak actually kill somebody? Mm-hmm. I was like,
yeah,
because it felt like they were being interviewed by the cops or something.
Yeah,
I was like, did Tak actually kill someone later? And now this is like turned into a horror movie now.
Yeah,
they're like interviewing everybody else. Like, we thought he was a great guy, but no, they're just just interviewing them, because it's kind of going back to the beginning too, when they were getting mm-hmm. interviewed earlier.
Yes,
the MMA guy was getting interviewed and the tactical guy was getting interviewed. Now we're back to that, and yeah, he goes, hey man, there's the guy interviewing Tak at the very last shot. He's like, there's a huge difference between reality and movies. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? And he talks like, nah, man, being an action actor, they're strong. They're
Yeah.
strong. Yeah, that was very interesting. Very, very poetic statement.
Mhm.
You know, I did not know this. I think you told me this, which blew me away. That after Reborn, Tak wanted to retire.
Yeah, I heard.
Apparently, he was. I don't know if you guys watching knew that, which I was like, what?
Yeah.
That how much of a shame that would have been if he just retired after Reborn, you know. But you
Yeah.
never know. Now he got a chance to do his style and show everyone that his style.
Mhm.
Maybe at that time he felt like this is my final statement. I made enough movies. I've been doing this for fucking years. You know, I think Versus was what year 2000. I know it was
Yeah.
early.
Definitely
He's been making
2000.
he's been making movies for years. So it's
Mhm.
like I'm kind of glad he didn't because we got so much really great movies and appearances from him after Reborn. And now if he wants to retire, he could. I think Tak
Yes.
could retire after this movie
Yeah.
because he has from a personal level from Tak Sakaguchi's personal martial arts action actor filmmaking journey. I
Mhm.
think he could retire. Of course, we don't want him to retire. We want him to make movies till he's 80 years old.
Yeah.
We want him to be like Shoji Kurata, just still kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
As old as Karate is. I mean, he's
Mhm.
still just as fast, which is
Yeah.
scary. That's kind of scary. Um, but yeah, man, this movie it felt original, it felt unique.
Mhm.
Um, it was a pleasant surprise. Definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. I don't want to say
Yes.
it's my favorite yet because we got a lot of movies this year. But I know it's your favorite as of right
Yeah,
now.
it is definitely because I did not
Because you come
expect that
from
ending.
this world, so it's even
Yeah.
more. If it affects me because I appreciate this world and the
Mhm.
behind the scenes of it, you being there,
Yeah.
I can see it affecting you even more. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because again, I did not expect the opening to be that real, and then after the full film and just like, oh, yeah. And it's exactly what we talked about. Like, there's
yeah,
no right or wrong in this. There's no finger
no,
pointing. It's just like it's exactly like a martial artist. Just accept that some people have certain ways, and then just
yeah,
continue doing what you do and just learn from it or
yeah.
whatever.
But and not excuse me, I'm not. I can do this. Not a lot of people in this industry have the opportunity or the chance to express themselves the way they want.
Mhm. Exactly.
It's difficult. You know, so at least Tuck got his final say, even though it got
Yes.
dark at the end.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he killed the girl and then the lights turned on
Yeah.
and then the camera pulled back and then people ran in
That would have
screaming,
been a
"What did
dark
you do?"
ending. That would have been a much darker ending, which I would have been like, whoa, whoa, what?
Then it really would have been an upgrade
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
having that dark ending,
Yeah.
like super dark, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Just like, and they
Could you
would have not like,
imagine?
and they would have not actually like had the interviews anymore. It's just they would just like have like so
Yeah,
much just saying, yep, he's going away now.
yeah. All right.
Oop.
Yeah, yeah. But we gotta wrap it up here.
Yep, no problem.
We gotta rate this some bitch.
All right.
All right. Movie Dojo. I'm gonna add something new today. Starting today, I'm gonna add just for fun. That's what this channel is all about. It's supposed to be having some fun here. I make you laugh, hopefully, and you guys are always making me laugh at the comments. But I'm gonna add something new. Entertainment. So we're gonna have a rating for the action because we do that on the Movie Dojo and the movie itself and entertainment. Because I'll tell you one thing, that I've come across recently some ridiculously entertaining, extremely low budget indie films, and the entertainment is high. So, fuck it. Let's start that today for the channel. Let's do it
Okay.
today. So, Kyle, action movie, and don't forget C is average here on the channel. C is average. Kyle,
A-
action. What are you giving it?
Action. I give it a fuck it, I'm giving it an A because it's Kensuke Sonomura.
Yeah.
It's that is a bias, but it is a bias that I could get behind because like he's working with Tak and they're working together to make something different that we haven't seen. So
Yeah.
I'm giving that an A.
Okay.
And
Movie. Now the movie itself.
The movie itself, a friggin' A because it is too fucking real of like everything in general of like all like. Again, I didn't see the upgrade ending happening.
Right. Me neither.
I did not.
Me neither. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people didn't like the upgrade ending. I thought it was. I loved it because we don't really get stuff like that a lot.
No.
Sorry, spoilers. But yeah.
Entertainment. Aside from like, yes, some cheekiness and everything else, but
yeah,
sad jokes, but it's still A minus.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, A minus. I'll just give it an A.
Same across the board for Samurai Guy. Yeah, A, and A minus.
A.
Yeah, a triple A rating there. Yeah, really enjoyed it, man. Really enjoyed it. Again, we want to see more filmmakers, directors, stuntmen, martial artists, action actors take risks and let their voice be heard. That's what it's all about. For better, for worse.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's voice is being heard. He's having his freedom to do his Rebel Moon stuff, and people hate it. Mm-hmm. We'll see if Rebel Moon Part 2 will be better and a better effort and be a better finale to his Rebel Moon series. But hey, he's got the freedom. He's voicing it.
Yeah,
it's his voice. It's his voice, right?
Yep.
But I still haven't seen the first Rebel Moon yet. I'm not even gonna bother watching the Rebel Moon movies until the R-rated versions come out. What's the point of watching them? Right?
Yeah, but when I heard there's an R-rated version,
what's the point? Yeah, it's like an extended R-rated version. You might as well just wait for that. But
yeah,
I can't wait to hear what I'm looking forward to hearing what Rick has to say on the next AFA. Yeah. Well, at least when Rebel Moon Part 2 comes out. All right, that's it. Love you guys. Thanks again. Let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of the 1%. Tak Sakaguchi loves the smell of his own farts. Was this too artsy fartsy? But was it artsy fartsy enough where the farts don't stink and it's still good? Let us know. You love the fighting. see if during the fight with Togo, if he would have just pulled this out, he would have won the fight. He would have beat him. Let us know. Thumbs up, half, thumbs down for 1% Warrior. Let your voice be heard. Yes. Let us know in the comments. I will read that. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself hanging out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow Kyle on his filmmaking journey. Some big things are coming up. We can't talk about it yet. We'll talk about it in the future with Kyle. But yeah, don't forget, the Kung Fu Genius episode is fucking hilarious. Mm-hmm. We talk about all the Yip Man sequels. Fucking Wing Chun guys. But let's talk about Sammo Hung, all that good stuff. Keep kicking, right? Keep waving. This was interesting.
Yeah, like just keeping his fist right in front of him.
Yeah,
I was like
doing that. That was interesting. It's all good. It's all good. All right, guys. Hope you had a good time. See you on the next one. Take care. Peace out, bitches.